to the Rambler Media Group Special Edition episode, where we talk about mental health and how it's affected every student and some faculty throughout the semester. I'm Krista Hernandez, and I'll be leading the podcast.
My name is Zay McPherson.
My name is Vince Nguyen.
I am Vita Dima.
I'm Kobe LaCour.
And this is some of our Rambler Media Group, so we'll be discussing mental health. So first question is, how is everybody doing?
You want an honest answer?
It's a vague question.
It's a loaded question.
It's a loaded question. I mean, we can start with you. Be honest if you can.
Honestly, not great, but I mean, I don't like to get upset about things I can't control, because there's no point. So I had to go to Diz today and Flower Mound, and I have to go there tomorrow, which is annoying, but there's no point in getting upset because I can't do anything about it.
My car's in the shop, and it's going to take $2,000 to get it fixed.
God.
Exactly.
How am I going to?
How are you getting here?
My husband's truck.
So you're.
I'm driving the truck.
Oh.
I hate driving. I can't control that. I have no other way of getting here if we didn't have that second car, which I hate driving. And the tension just on that alone, on my neck and shoulders, my shoulders are so stiff right now because I'm so tense whenever I'm driving. On top of all of the stuff that we have to handle. So I get what you mean about, you have to go to the dentist. There's no way around it. You have to.
So,
But I mean, in comparing to the dentist to driving a truck that you're not familiar with, I mean,
It's god awful.
but it's just things you can't control.
Yeah.
There's a lot of things that I can't control, so I just don't get upset about it because there's nothing I can do. So being stressed out and getting upset about it is useless. It's just going to make me more stressed for no reason.
yeah.
As for things that I can control, I do something about it.
You know what? Let's start with that. What's something that we can, within ourselves, control our stress or situations that we can actually have control over?
I think things like work and schoolwork are things that you can control. Because if you're stressed out about schoolwork, get to work. Start doing it.
Well, you're telling me.
You know what I mean? I feel like I do this, and I'm not going to say that I don't, but I do. Stress about how much work I have to do, and then don't do it, and then keep stressing about it. So I think just get started. You gotta start to finish, at least.
I mean, schoolwork is your responsibility, but yeah,
Right.
I can understand that.
You're not alone. I do that too.
So right now I'm just hanging in there. It's everything is okay. Not really stressed, but not doing well. But I think Thanksgiving coming, and this is the midterm week too. So of course the schoolwork, and I'm not here for Thanksgiving. I fly to Michigan, so I need to go shopping and doing some stuff with my host family there. Yeah, so I think I'm okay, and I think because I bought for myself a planner, so I think more organized.
That's good. That's definitely something in your control. The organization.
Yeah.
I'm scatterbrained. I can't even, my brain doesn't compute things sometimes. People are talking to me and I see their mouth moving, but I can't understand what they're saying because my brain is just on overload. And I'm hold on, say that again?
Yeah.
And so I have to clear my brain of everything and all the stresses to really focus on what they're saying.
I think you have more stuff to take care more than us because you have kids, they're doing housework, cooking. Yeah, I think you get more stress. Yeah.
It's stressful. But I mean, I also think about. I may not be the typical type of college student, but I do think about, and I've thought about that, the stresses in my life compared to maybe your life. You're a student athlete and you live on campus and you've got, this repertoire that you have to keep up with in order to be able to network and then think about your future, but then also play basketball, but then also work.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I do have a lot on my plate, absolutely. But so does all the students, everybody has those stresses. So they're just different stresses.
Yeah.
Yeah, we all stress on our own different level, I guess. Which
Yeah.
is for me, it's just overwhelming, like you said. and you feel like you have that control, yeah, but you just don't know how to apply it. That's the thing.
Yes.
That's what kind of spirals you down to like a bad state. At least in my situation, I mean, I have to deal with 6 classes. Then I have a second job every Friday, all the way from, let's see, 8 a.m. to like 4 p.m. No, not even 4 p.m., even till closing time. So, like, by the time it opens to the time it closes. That's how long I work on Fridays. And then Saturdays and Sundays, it's just like, okay, I have this free time. No, here comes my parents. I need you today. It's like, okay, well.
That and like you sit there and people tell you to take time for yourself,
It's just
right?
impossible. Yes.
It's impossible because when you do take time for yourself,
Somebody needs you.
somebody needs you, or you didn't get an assignment done that you needed to get done because you like took time for yourself to recuperate, and then now you're behind. And
Yeah.
then going along with what you were saying, you're sitting there stressing about all the things that you have to do, and then it's hard to start it
Mm-hmm.
because of it.
Have you talked with your parents about like, oh, you need to do your business first, you need to get it done first, and then
Yeah. But sometimes they don't listen.
So do you live with them?
Yeah.
So it's kind of like you live with us.
It's a shared household.
Do this for me.
Yeah. So
I pay
you
bills,
gotta
need
do
to
chores,
this.
you gotta come with me, you gotta
Yeah.
do this with me. It's like I don't have a moment to myself.
you can't deny it.
The only time I have time is literally when everybody's asleep, which is at 11 p.m. So I'm up until like 2 a.m. doing work, and I'm just so tired. Like, I can't stay up till 2 anymore. Like, I stay up till 12. That is the latest I stay up. Like, I can't. I physically can't. I'm too tired.
You're drained. You're empty.
Like sometimes my mom call me, like I FaceTime my mom all the time, but we talk like for 2 hours, 3 hours, and like recently I said my mom like, oh, I'm kind of like, I cannot spend that much time to talk to you anymore. Instead of that, I can talk to you in 15 minutes or 20 minutes, and she kept at first she don't understand, so like why like we usually do that like for the period of time. She worry about me, you know, she wanna like me give an update for her. But I said like, oh, I need to do this thing, and she kind of listen to it. She understands. So right now we just call like around like 15 minutes. That's it. She also texted me. I reply her back, but not really like continuous like conversation. Yeah.
Have you noticed a difference? Like, have you felt like more homesick because you don't get to have that time with your mom?
Yes. Of course, like until now, when the holiday is like, especially with Thanksgiving coming, but luckily this year I go to visit my host family. But usually, like every year, like especially Christmas, I got homesick a lot because I don't go to school, so everyone goes to the house, you know, like gathering with the other members. So kind of homesick, but I don't want to cry in front of my mom, so she know, but she couldn't help. I couldn't help. I need to like come through it. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's sometimes hard not to cry in front of your parents. I think that one day I had a really bad day when it came to me going to classes and then immediately going to the studio to go work and then immediately doing an interview. That took a lot out of me. And then once my mom came to pick me up, I didn't say anything. I had my hoodie over my head. I had to draw the drawstring back, and it's just like hiding my face. Like, what's wrong? Like, nothing. I'm fine.
I've had to do that in front of my kids. And you have to be strong in front of them. Like, they can't see your weakness.
Yes.
Yeah.
But just the other day, my son sort of gave me attitude on something, and I just started crying. And then my kids are like crying because I'm crying, and I'm like, guys, stop looking at me. Like,
I think when
It
you
was
be a
awful.
mom, you understand how my mom feel like.
yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Like before, I keep like telling my mom like, you know, she calling me when I started like, okay, when I come to the US, like we FaceTime every single day.
Mhm.
And it's kind of at first kind of like annoying me a little bit because I was hanging out, was having fun, you know. And my mom called me like, where you at? Like, you should go home, some stuff. I
Yeah.
feel like it's my life, you know.
Yeah.
But then when we have like doing a deep talk, and my mom stopped crying in front of me because I don't listen to her, and I feel like no, I will not let my mom cry again. Yeah.
No, that's the worst feeling, having your mom cry.
Yes. But that's why like I keep for myself. Even like I share with her a lot, but it's like somewhere I still keep it for myself. I don't share with her like a bunch of like bad thing happened to me. I just say like on the surface, and she okay, that's fine. She just like check on me, make sure I'm good. That's good. That ought to know.
What about your stresses?
I feel like my stresses are really different to like compared to the people my age and the people that I'm around.
Mm-hmm.
So like no one really understands. So I don't really talk about them or like express them because they're not gonna go away no matter what. You know, I still have a car note I have to pay. I still have to figure out, you know, how I'm supposed to pay these bills. But like I still have to go to school. That doesn't change. I still have to like, if anything, Rambler's only helping because it's money, but it takes a lot of my time that I already don't have. I don't know. I feel like what helps me is just going to sleep. Like sleeping away my problems really helps for me because when you're asleep, you're not thinking about, oh, your car note's due. If you don't pay it, your car's gonna get repoed. You're just thinking about sleep. So, but like none of my friends have to worry about that. Like their parents pay for their car. So.
Your parents don't. So you need to wait to pay for it.
But like no one really understands it, I guess.
No, I understand.
So it's like, well, okay, yeah. See, but you understand that.
Well, also, whenever, like, the first time I tried college, when I was y'all's age,
Mhm.
I lived 100% on my own. I moved out of, my dad's house whenever I was 18.
Mm-hmm.
I lived with my sister for a little bit,
Mhm.
which did help alleviate, but I was 100% independent.
Oh, yes, that's how I am.
And I, the school still, the FAFSA still requires before the age of 24 for you to have your parents' information, which is
So
awful. So I had to quit school because I had bills to pay,
Right.
and I took that as the priority
Mhm.
because how am I going to have a roof over my head and food in my stomach if I don't work?
Right.
And then school's no longer a priority,
Exactly.
which now here I am in my later years trying to finish a degree that
Which is
other people get to do at 20 because
Yeah, and a lot of people don't. A lot of people will never understand that because they have their parents right there doing everything for them.
which is a blessing for them.
No, yeah, good for you.
Absolutely.
But like,
But it's
it's really hard.
it's very
It's
hard.
awful. Yeah,
I get it.
it is what it is.
So do we think that stress is affecting students this semester more than it has before?
Yeah, for
I
sure.
think every semester, like every student got stressed, but not only this semester.
I have a theory about that.
Mm-hmm.
What's
I
your
have a theory. My theory is, we came out of the pandemic
Mm-hmm.
and COVID, and that fall of 2020, we had that hybrid schedule
Mhm.
where half the classes were online and half of them were in person.
Yeah.
And there was a lot of grace given to students during that time period because everyone was struggling worldwide.
Yeah.
But now that we are a maskless campus, and now that we are not hybrid or virtual, things are getting back to normal. And that expectation that had grace for the last 2 years is now being put on us.
Which is interesting. I want to add to your theory. So the rat race theory is when people come in, they work, and then something stops them for a short period, and then once things are back in order, they're just up and running right then.
Right, and that's not how that's not how people
Yeah.
work psychologically.
Mm-hmm.
Like everyone after COVID, oh, it's over. Everyone jumped right back into work, working 40 hours a week. Like that's insane.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That shouldn't be how that. It should have been like an ease back into maybe go to work 3 times a week, school 3 times a week, but it wasn't like that. And then they expect this productivity from us when
We practically had the last 2 years of,
doing absolutely like I didn't eat like high school, like my junior and senior year, cakewalk because we didn't do anything.
Yeah.
But then I got to college and was expected to do all these things. Like the bar is up here. Meanwhile, I haven't been doing anything. I don't know.
Yes.
And it's like, why don't we understand that? Considering we all went through it. It wasn't just a few people.
Yeah.
Like why
It
wasn't
was
that
a worldwide thing.
Exactly.
Everybody experienced the time to like actually breathe and take a break from once, and it's just like, okay, immediately go back to what you were doing.
That's insane.
And
Yeah.
that really isn't healthy
No.
in a way. Like older generations, they can because
Yeah.
they're used to it. But like younger generations, they kind of analyze like
Kind of shock.
Because they don't have a reference point.
exactly
Because that's the first time that they're
Yeah.
experiencing
that is the
things.
reference point.
Like,
Just COVID, and then immediately
I have
resuming.
reference points from my history.
Mhm.
Like I was around during 9/11, so I know how it feels like to have that
So you lived
nationwide
through
panic.
something like that.
Yeah, I lived through the recession of 08 and
See, that
09.
too,
So
yeah.
the scared for your job and scared for money.
Yeah.
So like I'm experienced with those kinds of, like, I know how to deal with it, but not all.
Versus us. I was born in 2003. Like, I was born a couple years ago.
That was the year after I graduated high school.
See, I'm 19. I don't know
I'm
how
old enough to be your mom.
So, I don't know. That just, it's really hard to.
So really, I think
Regain.
your theory could be correct. Maybe it's just because students, especially those who are like brand new to college, they just transferred into a space where everything was more slow paced, lenient, not much going on, and then immediately once we start to get back to normal, it's just fast paced all over again.
But
Figure it
my
out.
question is what's my excuse? Because I
What is it, Vita?
don't know.
If you had all these experiences, why aren't you adjusting?
Yeah.
I'm a procrastinator. I'm a master procrastinator.
Aren't we all? That's how I work, though. I can't, I have to do it last minute. It has to be
And that's
time crunch. It
my
needs to be
best
done.
work.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I start projects that take a month in 2 days. And I get it done, and I get an A on it. It's the only way.
It's like me, the paper due tomorrow. The paper due tomorrow, I haven't written anything yet.
You haven't written anything yet?
6 pages.
But watch, you're gonna get it done, and it's gonna be great.
Hopefully.
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 No, yeah, that's what
I remember last week, I came to the class, I had the same class with Crystal,
Mm-hmm.
and everyone like was writing something. I'm like, what the heck they writing? I think it was a test.
Right.
I forgot it.
Oh, was it the
Oh.
test or was
Test
it the
three.
pop quiz from the beginning?
No, test 3
Test three.
recently.
Oh,
I didn't know
right.
we have a test 3. I thought it.
He
on-
did say we
She
had
wasn't
a
even
test.
aware.
I thought it's on Thursday. I'm about to study the Tuesday night. But then when I walked to the class, everyone was writing, and then he handed me a paper. I'm like, no. I said with him like, oh, my stomach hurt. I need to go home.
Mm-hmm.
But now I need to finish it anyway.
Yeah, and I think everybody had very good
Good.
grades
Yeah.
from that test.
I'm surprised
I
too.
was surprised too. I thought, because I'm gonna be honest, I did study, but I didn't remember any key terms to any of the cases. Like there's I knew what was going on, but I didn't know what key terms to put in
Oh yeah, just put
the process.
yes.
But
But you did great for the test.
I did.
That's good.
But the thing that is stressing me is that paper.
You did it yet? I haven't done any.
Almost done, but I haven't finished it.
I haven't done any.
That-
I haven't done any.
Hasn't even started it.
I haven't even started.
What
it.
about your assignments? Are you a procrastinator, or do you like to get
I'm
them
the
done?
procrastinator.
I am a procrastinator.
Okay.
Like really bad. Yeah, I wait really a long time, and then I'm like, oh, why am I so busy today? I have no clue. Like, I feel like I didn't have as much work like all week.
Because you didn't do anything all
I
day.
didn't. And I got home from class and I just hopped on PlayStation. Just got
Okay.
going, then go to practice, go to
What?
dinner, come back, do the same thing.
By that time, it's
By that time, I'm going to bed. 'cause
oh
I
god,
gotta get
I'm
up
not
at
doing anything.
5 in the morning.
Yeah.
So like,
Exactly.
yeah, I do wait quite a bit, but I get it done.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And like, if it's something big, then I'll still wait, but I'll start it earlier
Yeah.
on the day of. I did that for honors economics last year, our final paper.
Mhm.
I waited till the day before to start it.
That's me with my business
And
paper.
I somehow got a perfect grade on it. I got a 100 on it. And
Wow.
Wow.
I still have the email of her telling me that it was a great paper.
Oh, thanks.
I was
That's
like,
where most
wow.
of your inspiration comes from.
Yeah,
Procrastination.
I just gotta look for it. There's a TED Talk about procrastination that I watched. I've watched it like 10 times.
Because
I
that
love it.
gratification you get for achieving it, and
Yeah.
you seek that thrill,
Yeah.
and so, but it doesn't help with our mental health
Right.
No.
at all.
No.
No.
It makes it worse.
And I mean, it's not affecting students. Some faculty have claimed, yesterday, my professor literally forgot my name. He was looking right at me. He's like, you.
Back.
Whoever you are, answer my question.
Exactly. So really, it's not just students, it's also faculty. Like, they're also readjusting to this new, I guess, fast pace. And I guess it goes the same for the staff shortage nowadays.
Is it
Because-
staff shortage?
Yeah, there's teachers
Wonder
quitting left and right, and there's like a lot of teachers are trying to hang on there, which is unfortunate because in the times of us readjusting to this now fast-paced work field, it's just impossible. And with the same pay grade,
Right.
yeah, no, I wouldn't say either.
Yeah.
But I mean, what would be some ways that you guys would handle your stress?
Sleep.
Sleep.
Just
Sleep.
An adult beverage
are we
of the grape variety. Wine.
Oh,
Drink wine.
okay. I was trying to think. I was like,
Man,
what?
I'm not a wine person, honestly.
To me, I'm gonna go get boba or something sweet to high me up.
Yeah.
Ice cream.
Ice cream, yes. Mm-hmm.
So anything sweet, anything, I guess sleep,
Crack.
Yes.
and then for me it's just like either video games or a movie.
you know, like even
Oh,
I
yes.
know if I sleep, I will late for that deadline, but I still sleep in worry. You know,
Yeah.
but it's
Yeah.
help.
I love reading
You love
because
reading?
it helps my brain escape my reality and it places me in a different one where they have different problems where I can judge their responses. Like I don't want to judge myself, like who wants to judge themselves, but I'll certainly judge that character for making a bad choice.
Exactly.
And that makes me feel better.
Makes sense.
So what do you guys believe would be some good ways to like either ease back for next semester or some ways that students can like, I don't know, like just take it easy?
You know, it's something that I really like that the school has done is offered timely care for the students, which it's free for all students until graduation. And then they have like so many different options. Like when I was sick, I know this isn't mental health, but whenever I was sick a few weeks ago, I couldn't get rid of my cough. So I called Timely Care, and I had antibiotics and steroids and a cough medicine at the pharmacy within 2 hours of calling. And I went and picked it up, and I that night took a dose, and it was amazing. It was pretty
free.
good. It was free.
What?
Well, I had to pay for the prescription. The prescription, I think all of them together was like $14
That's not bad.
for all of them. But that's my personal insurance that
Right.
paid for that. But the visit was free, and so they also offer people that you can talk with. Like you can set up and schedule conversations with licensed therapists and get help that way too. So I think that's pretty cool.
I mean, do we believe that even talking with someone that we trust or someone that we know would help too? Because I mean, you gotta have a support system, honestly.
Yeah.
I think it would help, but then how do you go to that person to talk to them? Because I feel like for me, I'm just growing up, I'm just like, well, I'm not allowed to have problems. I'm not allowed to
Well,
be upset.
Have you tried the counseling center?
I haven't.
That's something else that the school provides. Is right across the street. The counseling center is free for students,
Mhm.
and you can actually go in. I knew a student last semester who, like every Thursday at 2, they had a standing appointment, and it was just weekly, and it was the same person each time,
Right,
and it helped them. But maybe that could be a possibility.
right.
maybe. Do we think that talking with faculty, because I know faculty has had some issues themselves, but talking with either a professor or someone here on campus, do you guys think that students, or even yourselves, do you find that helpful?
Yes.
Yes, a lot.
I know that Dr. Gerloff,
Mhm.
she's very easy to talk to, and she's very nice. She helped me not get deregistered because I had a loan coming in and I was stressed out, and I was like, "Hey, can you help me?" She was like, "Yeah, I'll help you."
She did. Yeah.
And she did.
Immediately.
And she was emailing me back, and then she asked me how my summer was going, and so yeah, I think finding somebody to talk to.
Yeah.
It doesn't really matter who it is as long as they listen.
Yeah.
Get that weight off of your chest. Maybe sometimes saying it out loud helps take away the sting of it.
Yelling it in the air.
Yeah.
I definitely talk to myself like when I was taking a shower. Yeah, I talk with myself and answer myself.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah. And this will apply to you guys when the time comes. But Vita,
Yes.
how's that stress with graduation going?
Oh my Lanta. Yeah, graduation. Like it keeps coming closer and closer, and then like the more the end date is approaching, I look at the list of things that I still have to accomplish in order to graduate. Like maybe a late assignment or like future assignments, and like people keep saying, oh, you only have a month left, or oh, you only have 3 weeks left, and I'm like, but you don't understand what I have to do in those 3 weeks. It's overwhelming.
Yeah.
What
And
is
then-
it? You do talk about it a lot, but like, what is it?
that I have to do.
Yeah. If you don't mind to share.
Let's hope that my professors aren't listening.
Okay.
In my history course, we're supposed to do documentaries every week, and I haven't done one in a while, like a hot minute. And the documentaries are about 1 to 2 hours each.
Ooh.
Oh my god.
So you watch them like as a movie.
I have to
And
watch
then-
them, and then I have to provide like facts that I've learned, facts that I think are interesting, and then like some question.
See, here's the
What do
easy
you
thing.
have?
I have a hack for that.
there.
You have to,
I do
if
that too.
if it's possible for each video, there's a transcription for each video.
Right, but he doesn't want just those facts. He wants us to take that one step above beyond and talk about why it's important and how it affects today on every single one of them.
So you
Well, can't
actually
you just
have to
watch-
watch it?
Can't you just watch like 30 seconds of the before it says the actual fact and then just?
Let's hope that Dr. Mayer isn't listening to this.
Well, this is just me, honestly. That's how I would have done the assignment.
Yeah, and so there's that. And then in my web culture class, I still haven't done my annotative bib, which was due a few days ago.
Ooh.
And then I have an outline that's due tomorrow and a paper, a 7-page paper, which not to brag or anything, being an English major, I can crank out a 7-page paper.
No,
That's not a problem. But it's just the fact that I have to sit down and do it.
Yeah.
You know?
That
Yeah.
And then
takes.
that's just 2 of my 4 classes.
Oh, you're telling me, because honestly, if I go one by one, the yoga class, not as bad. It helps sometimes because I learn new movements that help me really pop my back, because that's where I carry most of my stress. And then every Tuesday, Thursday, I have 3 classes. I have business, I have criminal justice, and then I have English. And on top of that, I have meetings those same days. So really, the entire day is just booked.
Just back to back.
And it doesn't help either that I have Mondays like kind of more lenient, because I'm still doing work for the Rambler. I'm editing videos, I'm getting interviews. I'm just trying to get everything in order, and yet when I get home, immediately bed.
Yeah.
I'm just that tired.
Exactly.
And then it doesn't help with the stress of me knowing that, oh, I have literally that paper due today. I have several assignments from grammar that I haven't done yet.
Yeah.
And then criminal justice, I mean,
You're in
it's
the
just,
same boat. You're
yeah.
in the same boat, because you're graduating also.
Yeah.
And so that stress is real. And then, like, you hear professors say, if you don't get this work in, then there's a chance that you might not graduate. And
That just make it worse.
the later that you wait to turn these in, the chances, like the percentage of you graduating gets smaller and smaller. And I'm like,
Exactly.
don't tell me that.
Tell me that. Well, I am 3 weeks away.
I'm well aware of the situation that I am in. Stop reminding me.
Exactly. It's like some work takes time, and it doesn't help that I have like 6 classes to focus on all at the same time.
Yeah.
On top of that, 2 jobs.
It's stressful.
It is.
I think I understand. I don't know. I will graduate next semester, but this semester kind of stressful already. So looking for the internship, professor talked to me how about my future plans, some stuff,
And
and
that's scary alone. Talking
Yes.
about your future is just scary.
I'm so scary
Yeah.
because I don't want to like share too soon. I don't want like I will share my plan until I make it, but they keep like how you were doing some stuff, and then I remember after the first test of the business law, I got depressed because I got the C for that. I was so depressed, and then I didn't turn any assignment in for my whole class. And I show you the email that if I don't turn it in, I will kick out of the class. Yes. That's period time like horrible for me.
Yeah. So, do you guys think it'll be different from you, Vita? But do you guys think if you had a better way to schedule your stuff, have more room to breathe, and to actually adjust yourself, do you think you'd be less stressed than you are today?
I think like just do the work right now. Like, don't wait until the last minute. But I still wait.
Yeah, I can say that as much as I want. I'm still gonna wait.
Yeah,
So, time is the biggest stress factor in this equation?
I don't think so for me.
Really?
I think it's
For you, it's probably the stress of
the
life.
I think being here stresses me out.
Existing.
No, really. And then it's like I tell people, "Oh, don't say that." I'm like, I'm not kidding. I'm so serious. Like, oh, well, it's okay. It'll get better. Like, will it? Will it?
I gotta tell you, I enjoyed my 30s more than I did my 20s.
Really?
Absolutely.
And why is
I
that?
embraced it because,
You get your feet on the ground.
yeah,
Yeah.
you're solid.
Really?
You're solid, and you're an adult, and it's like, this is awesome. Like, I don't know. Not that 20-year-olds aren't, not that 20-year-olds aren't adults. Y'all
Mhm.
are full-fledged adults, but it's,
I think it's just the level of
it's
experience.
empowering.
Yeah.
It's empowering in your 30s. Like, people dread, like, oh, I don't want to be 30. I'm going to be 29 forever. I'm like,
Yeah.
no, man.
It's like, no.
You know.
You get exhausted at some point.
Yeah.
However, as I'm approaching my 40s, I'm like rethinking my stance.
The 30s are becoming the new 20s.
Yeah.
But other than that, is there anything else you guys want to add on? Maybe just like
Maybe
have
a
the floor.
suggestion?
Maybe a suggestion.
Yeah. What's one suggestion that you can give other students?
Buy a planner.
Buy a planner.
Yes, it really helps.
I would say just in the times that like you don't have anything immediate to do, make time for yourself. And when they were like the other day, let's see, what day was it? Monday. I was just sat waiting on somebody to interview for my video, and then you were texting me, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is my first assignment, and I'm already letting people down. I just gotta wait for this guy. He's coming over, and I was so stressed out, but I couldn't do anything about it. Like I just had to
It's
wait.
not like in control.
And so I was like, well, I'll find something to do for right now. And I just like put on music and just laid there until
Waited.
until something stimulated me. Like I figured out something to do, or somebody came and talked to me, and it was nice because I got that moment where I'm just alone, and I can just be alone for a minute, and just kind of like let my mind wander and listen to music. It may be a playlist called "Staring at the Ceiling with the Lights Off," but it is what it is. I just had to wait, and then my friend texted me and was like, "Hey, you want to run a couple games?" And I was like, "Yep." So I got on, did that, and then by that time, my interviewee was ready, and so then I got that done, and then I went to the library. Well, then I didn't have my ID, and I was like,
I was like,
"It's 11 o'clock. Can you please just let me do this? I just have to take this stuff off the SD card, please." But yeah. She let me show my class schedule, which was nice, but she was like, make sure you have your ID next time. And I was like, I'll never be in here past 8.
No, yeah. Trust me, this is the only time.
But I think, just finding
Yeah.
something to stimulate other than work, other than something that you have to do, something that you want to do.
I think recently I find my favorite spot, favorite moment at my room. It's really cold outside. I lit the candle on, put on the Christmas songs, and I have the hot chocolate next to me.
Yeah.
It's perfect. I swear, I love
Yeah.
that moment so much. That's why I just wait the end of the day, enjoy with that moment.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Do
Yeah.
you live in West Village?
No, I live off campus.
Dang, I was going to say, you hear that, West Village RAs?
She has candles in her room. I'm telling.
But I live off campus.
Let the record show. She has candles.
She said it. I would just say that everyone's struggles are different than yours, but don't think that you're the only one who's going through things, because then that's just depressing on its own. Like, no one understands me. there's all, everyone goes through things. I would just say if you do have an opportunity to have fun and get away from it, even though, your car note's not paid, do it. Because you had fun in that moment, you'll worry about that later. So, like, I'm big on living in the moment, doing things in the moment, even though I have other things to do, because it's better than sitting there and worrying about those other things when you can't take care of them in that moment. So just do what you can do. And people, I feel like it's better to be around people than to be alone.
Yes. 1,000%.
And a lot of people don't understand. I mean, it's like you need to know how to be alone.
Yeah.
People don't understand that either. But like,
yes.
you need to be around people who just make you laugh. And that's what my friends do, really. Just have a good time, have a conversation about literally nothing. But it's better than sulking and being alone all the time. It doesn't work. Trust me, I tried.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
I totally agree, because when I'm with my friends, and then they told me, so I talked with my friend, and my friend said, like, I'm much better happy to be alone because I will not be with them forever.
Mhm.
But I said, I should be with someone, make me laugh, make me happy,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Than to be alone.
Yeah, but I'm that's why I spend most of my time with my friends. Usually, if I have family, I spend with them.
Mm-hmm.
But right now, it's with my friends.
Friends are family.
Really.
I think,
Yeah.
I mean, you know what I mean? Like,
Especially
you
in
don't-
college.
You
Yes.
don't have to have a spouse and children to be called a family.
Yeah.
Like that sense of community where you rely on each other, that is still a family. So,
And I think it's important for the listener and the one talking. Like, y'all's problems are different, and to you, your problems might seem bigger than theirs. Your car payments might seem bigger than my assignment that I have to do.
Maybe.
But then again, like, you shouldn't, as a listener, be like, "Oh, we'll get this. Get
Yeah.
the."
I
what
have
I'm
it
going
way
through."
worse than you
Yeah.
do.
It's
And
just
I
gonna
feel
make
like-
everything worse,
Yeah.
honestly.
Because then the other person doesn't want to talk. I've
Yeah.
had that happen when I talk to somebody. I'm not gonna disclose who, but
You can't, what's the word? You can't, there's a word for this. Like, someone else's problems. Or I don't know what the word is, but you can't, like, there's a word.
my
What is
girlfriend
the
says to me
word?
all the time.
I don't-
Dismiss. You can't like
Is it
dismiss their problems
Yeah, or
or
their feelings.
Yeah.
Like, it's still their
Yeah.
feelings.
I actually catch myself doing that, but I don't do that to like one up the person. I try to do that to help the person feel like they're not alone.
Mhm.
But then I end up dominating the conversation, and I always feel bad after because I know that that's something that I've done. Like maybe I've tried to one up them,
Yeah.
and I'm like, I'm not trying to do that. I'm trying to like
Show you
show
that
you that
I'm
I
struggling
get it.
too.
Like I
Yeah.
get it. You're not alone.
Yeah.
But then like I have to like catch myself and let them finish. You know what I mean? What they're trying to
Mhm.
say,
Mhm.
and try to make it about them, and then be like, yeah, I totally get it, and then like ease into like the relation. So I'm on the other end of that spectrum, and I always feel so bad.
I'm on the talking end of it
Yeah.
because I'll like say something to somebody, and they're like, "Oh, well, I got this," and I'm like, "Okay,
Right.
okay."
And then it shuts you down.
Yeah. So then
Right.
I just don't talk to
Okay.
anyone about it, and then
Yeah.
I bottle it up, and then I do something.
And then it's hard to like release that,
Yeah.
you know?
Or I do release it, and it's not beneficial at all.
Have y'all seen the Trolls movie where it's like, why won't you just sing? It's like, my grandma died singing, okay? And then the guy was like, my uncle broke his neck tap dancing once. And I was just like, okay. So yeah, that's what that reminds me of.
Yes,
But,
that's
yeah.
100%.
Yeah, it's like even sometimes if you don't feel like talking to somebody, because sometimes I don't like talking to somebody because it just makes me feel like the center of attention, and I hate that. So it's
Me
like
too.
in my mind it feels like I'm narcissistic, but I'm not. It's far
What?
from it. Yes,
Yeah.
it makes me feel
Yeah.
narcissistic. If I
No.
say I, me, myself,
Yes.
No.
it makes me feel narcissistic.
I know what you mean.
Yeah, but if you guys don't want to talk with somebody, just write a letter to yourself as if you're stating what problems you have, as if you're talking to yourself. And then if it helps for some reason, burn the letter.
You know,
Burn the
I was
letter.
actually going to suggest that because I had a friend who does that. They would write down like literally all the problems that they were having,
Mhm.
and then they would like tear up the pieces of paper to where each piece had one problem,
Mhm.
and then they would burn it,
Burn it.
Yeah.
or tear it, or like
Mhm.
just destroy whatever, like
Right.
destroy
Yeah.
the paper, and it was sort of like
Lift some kind of weight.
just a little. I mean, it doesn't solve the problem.
No, it doesn't, but it lifts a weight.
So, you're still gonna have the problem. But
Your shoulders aren't as tense,
Right.
or your headache isn't as
Right.
Exactly.
intense.
I think I should try it.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's not necessarily like anything physical outside the world. It's something internal that
Yes.
has taken a toll out of you.
and that's something that applies to everybody in the world:
Mhm.
students, faculty, your parents,
Your dog.
your dog. Your dog. No, yeah, I know my dog is stressed. My dog's so stressed. Oh, I
And
wanted
so-
to say one more thing.
Yes.
Okay.
There's a song, and it's by J. Cole. Are we all familiar with J. Cole?
Yes.
Okay, J. Cole is my
No.
favorite. Vita! Culture! Come on now!
If you keep promising me that Spotify list, Vita's playlist,
Okay, we're
for y'all
gonna
to
make you a
build, for me to
list.
learn all these songs, I
Okay.
don't know these songs.
We're gonna make Vita a playlist.
We on the same
Before
page.
she
Yes.
graduates.
Before she
I don't.
graduates.
We should call it the Rambler Media.
I have a really good idea. Don't let me forget. Graduation gift.
We should do that. We should have like a shared playlist that we can
For all of
add
us.
For
songs
each other.
to.
I think we have a Spotify account for RMG, if I remember
We
correctly.
need that.
Maybe.
Mine-
Anyways.
But okay, so it's by J. Cole and it's called "Love Yours," right? And it's my favorite song. I actually have 2 lyrics from the song on my body as tattoos. But a few of the things that he says in the song that really stood out to me is one: there's beauty in the struggle and ugliness in the success. So like you're always gonna learn something from your struggles, and I have. And another thing he says is there's always gonna be someone who has it worse than you. And he kind of says it like there's always going to be, some better clothes that you can have. There's always going to be a better car that you can have.
There's
But
always
like,
going to be something.
there's always going to be something, better that you can have. But you got to work with what you have because remember, there's beauty in the struggle and there's ugliness in getting to that success. So that song really speaks to me, and it's just about love what you have because love yours. That's all you have,
Can you sing it for us?
No such thing as a life that's better than yours. Yeah, he says there's no such thing as a life that's better than yours.
Yeah.
Because,
Because that's what you have.
it's what you have.
That's the only thing in life that you're going to own.
Is your
what
life.
you
Your
have.
life.
Yeah. So
And your decisions
It's
and
really
what you
important.
have in control and the people that you surround yourself with and like the decisions that you make in
Exactly.
life. That's all you. And that's what you have to live with for the rest of your life.
So love yours, I
Yes.
guess.
Yeah.
We can end on that. Love yours.
I'm not missing it
I'm
tonight.
looking at the
So,
lyrics.
really, the only thing that I'm looking forward to is graduation. And I'll admit the thing that made me cry so much. Whenever I first put my cap and gown, just to like see the size, I showed it to my mom, and it's making me tear right now. I showed it to her, and the thing that kind of broke me that day is when she said, "It's been so long since I've seen you in your yellow gown." And in my kindergarten, we had graduation, and we wore a yellow cap and gown, and that kind of made me tear up.
Yeah.
And my sister didn't make it any better when she cried in front of me. She's like, "At least you get to have this. I didn't even have the chance to have this because of COVID, because they didn't
Yeah.
let her have a graduation, much less a cap and gown." So
Yeah.
really, it's the stress and the sacrifices that lead you to your decisions. And it's not an easy thing. It's something that you have to go through in order to at least gain experience and succeed in life. Because if you go into life just succeeding, where's the struggle? Where's the point of it?
Right.
So really, it's just
It's not even
There's
a
no
life.
growth.
If you don't struggle, are
Yeah.
you really living life?
There's no
exactly.
Are you? If you're not depressed and like just done with the world, did you really have a life? You know what I mean?
Exactly.
so life is ups and downs. It's not just a straight road.
Yes.
There's
Yeah,
always going to
for
be
sure.
something in your way. There's always going to be a mishap, and we're not ready for it. But that's the thing. We learn from those things.
Yeah.
But
I actually really appreciate this conversation like this.
yeah, it
Because-
helps.
Yeah,
should
we
do
come
this
here
again.
to work. We just talk about work all the time. I don't know about your personal life.
Yeah.
Everyone had their own life, and then we're ready to share. I understand you more, get to know you more. I really appreciate this moment.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that we should have this be like a thing. Because I feel like podcasts are very popular. I listen to a lot of podcasts.
Mm-hmm.
And I've
Do you?
always wanted to do one.
Really?
But I've never
You can
known what to
continue.
do
You
about
can
it.
continue once
Yeah.
we're gone.
I would love to do that.
Yeah.
And just talk about whatever. What's
Yeah.
going on campus? What's going on in your life?
And that's what we try to do, but the
What's
idea
going on
kept
in
getting shut
culture?
down for some reason. So,
Well,
Really?
there was no follow through on our part. like,
true, but
But yeah, if you commit that time, that's totally something you can do. You just have to cover it with the leadership of the next semester,
Right.
which won't be us.
won't
'cause
be
we're
us.
out of here.
Woo.
Who's
I can't imagine how Rambler would be
We'll find
without
out.
them.
I know,
It's
right?
gonna be
Yeah.
interesting.
Well, at least you guys will take in the position
I
of
was gonna say me,
broadcast.
Kiki, and Vince are gonna be. in
You're all gonna
charge.
be a trio.
Well,
Yeah.
we have to go through the interview process first.
Oh, we're not gonna get the job.
Yeah.
But,
What if it's me? You never know.
Yeah.
You can have it.
I'm good. Y'all got it. I've been here for like
Just
3
talking
weeks.
about all the stress I had.
So thank you guys so much for tuning in to our special episode podcast. Be sure to follow our social media handles on Facebook at The Rambler, on our YouTube at The TWU Rambler, and on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok at The Rambler TWU. This has been Rambler Media Group, signing off.